name is Will Lambe. I'm a senior advisor with the Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta. This is my first time in China. Of course, it's been a fantastic trip. I'm here in China to learn more about how Chinese culture and history and politics and policy influences the deployment of private resources into projects and programs that benefit economically challenged places. As somebody working in finance and development, I'm intrigued by the scale of China, not just the obvious population demographics. China is, in terms of community and economic development investment, at a place where the upward trajectory seems limitless in many ways. My expectation is that I will find new and interesting ideas at play in terms of rural development, infrastructure investment. I'm fascinated by the scale and energy that seems to exist in a city like Beijing. I've never been in a city this large. I've never been in a city this energetic and in a city this dynamic. And I think that the energy here will translate to other places as well, and I'm excited to learn more. I visited Beijing, Chengdu, Guiyang, Shenzhen, Guangzhou, Shanghai. Oh, I've loved it. Really every aspect of Chinese culture and friendships and welcoming spirit, generous openness, the food, the relationships that we've started to build has been phenomenal. My initial plan was to try to identify two or three very specific development projects and use those as case study examples of how investors engage in development in China. I wouldn't say that I've executed on that plan in a very specific manner, because what I found was that it was very difficult to get down to the mechanics of transactions in initial person-to-person exchanges. I've certainly learned much of the culture of business meetings in China focuses initially on building some trust and rapport with whomever you're meeting with. So much of my time in China has been spent building some relationships with people on the ground that I hope will lead further to more sort of transactional discussions. So I view this experience in terms of my overall objective as a first step. Granted, 2 weeks of travel is not very much, and the cities that I've visited may or may not be representative of the country as a whole. But I will say the scale of the investment in public infrastructure and in development writ large is like nothing I've ever seen or experienced. In China, you look out of any window and see 2 or dozen or more construction cranes, and in some parts of the city you see hundreds of construction cranes, thousands of construction cranes, depending on how high your perspective is.